Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I am not an alarmist. I don't panic, especially when I've seen things before. So therefore, when you saw things before, you have a different attitude when they occur again. That is, you're more prepared to deal with them. What's going on? I will show you this article from Russia Today and the title, and I will analyze it in a way that people should be very careful to what is next for them coming from the other side. Here, this is the title. This comes from Russia Today. This is from December 6, 2025. New Berlin, Germany, law. So, New Berlin law allows police to install spyware in homes. And a subtitle is, critics warn that the new rules could be misused, enabling overreach and intrusion into privacy. Berlin police will be allowed to secretly enter private homes to install spyware after the German House of Representatives approved sweeping changes to the city's police law. All right, what do we have here? And who did that? The communists, the socialists, the Christian Democrats. Because they're Christian, but they're Democrats. But they have a hierarchy very well determined by one guy. But they are Democrats. It's such a contradiction. But we're going to discuss this at the end of this, so I don't bore you or make you feel insulted by reality. What's going on here? Did you hear that? So in Germany, which is considered a free, independent, democratic, capitalist country from the good free world, allows legally for the police to enter without your knowledge in your house and put whatever they want in your house, however they want, without telling you. And since you are under some kind of investigation, I will read and find out if it's, if you're suspected, if they can do. My point is this, that I would like to discuss in this video. I come from a country that used to be socialist with a communist one-party system. It was not a communist country, it was a socialist, led by one tyrannical party. You need more expressions, more opinions, not only one, but nevertheless, that's what it happened. That's what it was over there. So, as a child, as a teenager, I noticed, and I've been told I lived in a good family with knowledge in the system. And we realized, not only we, Romanians in general knew that this is BS what's going on over there, and these leaders telling us the guys in charge of us, telling us about this classless society, beautiful communism we're gonna head to, we have freedom, this is the most democratic system in the world, not what the West has, like Germany, West Germany and so on. We are told all kind of imbecilic things. We knew it was them against us, or they against us. But what can you do? They got the guns, we didn't have them. So that was one of the things. So I come with this experience that I accumulated during my formation years, childhood, teenage years, and then young adult. And whenever I see the same signals in this free world, I go back to my experiences from the past that those guys implemented. Now, when I lived in Romania in those times, Radio Europa Libera, Vocea Americii, so the Voice of America, Radio Free Europe, were paid, we didn't know, were broadcasted in Romania. In Romania, those guys were trying to jam them, the signal. So you would hear it hidden in a room, in a basement somewhere with some blankets over your head, low volume, for the same reason that these guys are doing it legally here. You could have hearing devices in your house illegally dropped by these guys, legally and illegally. Now, In those times, these guys from Radio Free Europe and Voce Americi, the Voice of America, we didn't know they are actually sponsored by the enemy, which was the CIA and the State Department in the United States of America. We didn't know. We thought they were just free media trying to help us Romania, not break Romania for their interests. We didn't know that. Now I know. So I'm very sour about it. But hey, they did their thing over there. Some things they told the truth, something was propaganda, and something was we want to destroy you. Anyway, eventually they did it. Good. Good that it happened and the communists fell. I'm all for it. My point is this. This Radio Free Europe and the politicians in the West were criticizing Ceausescu and the communists, the guys in charge of Romania. These guys are listening to you through their Securitate. Securitate was not the secret police. It's like FBI or NSA. That's why they were. They were supposed to protect us from domestic and foreign enemies. Domestic, try to break the country, destroy our blah, 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 unity and so on. The same garbage as here. So they were pushed further. We were told that they were beating people. Yeah, some did. FBI never does that. Or CIA rendition centers in Europe. No, they don't waterboard anybody and so on. But nevertheless, I will tell you more about it. So I'm very irritated by this, you know why? Because the same thing the free world was accusing Romania, the evil guys, the communists, they were doing it better. They were better at it. And I will share with you an experience, a conversation I had with a colonel in security services. The bad guy, the Securitate, okay? And I will share that with you. The point is this. I know how they put those listening devices in Romania. I know. And they were primitive. You know where they got the listening devices from? The Romanian Securitate? From Germany, from England, from the United States of America. You know why? Because these guys were better at it. They had a technology to listen to their baboons without them knowing. Or legally with a court warrant, with a judge order. Pop, you can listen to them. Remember Patriot Act? When it was that Patriot Act in 2001, 2002 actually it was implemented, I was like, guys, you make it legal in your country at that time, in your country, to be monitored by the secret police of your country. Do you think these guys in FBI, CIA, and these are the good people? Yeah. The intention is good. Protect us. But they are an institution in itself. It's over there. Its own interests. They can turn rogue in a second. Or I should have put it past tense. They already did. Nevertheless, this imbecility of this free world thing, very naive. I came here and I realized these guys are very naive. And I'm generalizing. Very naive. Most of the people I spoke, no, the government, FBI, CIA, KGB. Putin is a former KGB, bad. But hey, George Herbert Bush was the former chief of what? CIA or FBI? Which one was he? CIA, I think. But he was the good guy, but KGB was bad. But they were doing the same thing. They were ladies of the night. One was in America and the other one was in Soviet Union. Excellent. But it's just like that. The same, free media. We have free media, free speech. At least we have free speech. Yeah? Go to your job over there and say, you know what? I don't like Israel doing that. Or you know what? I think that group, by my direct experience, is lazy. Do say that. Free speech, man. You're going to be fired in a second. Free speech. Anyway, let's go back here. So the Securitate was listening to us, the poor Romanians, that the West was so concerned with us, with freedom over there, and we were right here in Lagerul Comunist, in the communist camp, concentration camp. We were, but who left us over here? The good Americans and the Brits after the Second World War. They passed us to the Soviets, not the Russians, the guys in charge of Soviet Union, which were non-Russians. Go and check their names and their origin. So anyway, ethnicity and if you want race, that's fine with me. Because some of them consider themselves of a different race, not a different ethnicity. But hey, nevertheless, let's go back here. So these guys were listening here while the other guys were listening over there. But these guys were telling the Romanians, hey, Romanians, these guys are listening to you. Don't trust your government. The government is lying, is not representing you. Came to America to say that's the same thing. That's the same, but these guys are sneakier than the primitive communists. The primitive communists were primitive. These guys are smarter. They work with psychology, with symbols, with visual, with body language, and they give these guys the illusion that they're educated. You know why? You got a diploma, you're educated, you're a smart guy. Yeah, but the level of the high school, of the college here, dropped to a level of the high school from 1950s and 40s and 30s. Just so you know. But now everybody's educated. 30% of the American population, adult population, is college educated. The most educated. Oh my God, educated. Talk to them for a while and find out how much they know. Educated means you know things, not that you have a diploma, that's a difference. But they don't get it. They're fooled. That's how propaganda works. Great book, and the red one over here, it's by Jacques Ellul, the French guy. It's called Propaganda. Go and buy it. Everything is underlined over there. That's what I do when I read books. Everything is underlined. It tells you the easiest way to propagandize people is the so-called intellectuals. They're sophisticated. Very easy. The easiest way. So now let's go back here. So the Romanians were buying the technology to listen to their population from the West, and the West was not. They were doing it. And let me tell you about this with this colonel. This colonel said, oh, you go to America? Yeah, okay. Well, the Americans lie the most, man. How do you think? Oh, well, with people here. I mean, I asked him, I had the chance to talk about. He said, I have nothing. I mean, if I don't want to disclose something, I don't disclose something to you, obviously. It's confidential. But I will tell you, I will answer your questions. He was close. It was not like a person that on the street or, And he said, yeah, like the Americans don't listen to their population or the Brits or the Germans. And I was like, at that time, I was like, the same as, oh, America, the free world. Yeah. But it's not how they say it. It was better than those guys, but not as they pretended to be. It was a lie. Anyway, big lie. That's why I'm very sour about it. And I immediately see signals that these guys are giving to me. So he said, you know what? Where did you think the American Securitate, the Romanian Securitatea, were buying their listening devices? I don't know. He said, Eastern Germany had the best one in the Eastern Bloc, and then it was Great Britain, Western Germany, and the United States of America. And he said, how do you think these guys have the technology, and where do you think they use the technology? And I was like, I don't know, to listen to the Iranians or the Pakistanis or the Indians or something. No, for their own population. And he was right. And the point was, they said it was illegal for the security police to, this is what is genius. These guys make it legal, like it's a good thing. If tomorrow the government make it legal for, I don't know, the fat guys to smack the thin guys, because it's illegal, yeah, I'm educated, here's the diploma, yeah, I think it's right, the government, yeah. I'm exaggerating, but I'm making like this so you understand the discrepancy between the truth, not the truth, the truth and the lie, or the reality and the hypocrisy right there, my friends. The illusion of whatever these guys think they have. Yeah, they have much more than over there, I agree with that, but that's getting narrower and narrower. That's why I'm very upset, and that's why I make some videos like this one. So he said, you know who in the communist times, the Securitate, do you know how they were getting information from you? The easiest way, it was your best friend. The best friend will tell on you. And that's the same thing everywhere in any security forces, FBI or whatever you got, MI5 or whatever, not MI6. MI5, I think it's internal, MI6 is external or something. These guys will find from you, from your best friend. And he told me how they would do it. They would enter your house without your knowledge, or even with your knowledge, they will enter like your television breaks down. And you call the guy to work on your television. And the guy who worked on the television was one of them. And he would install a listening device in your television. The same thing with a telephone, and so on. This is what these guys, there's the guys with the televisions, the guys with the radios, the guys with the telephone. These were the main ones. Sometimes the next door, they were listening to you from the next door or from outside. At that time with that's how they were listening. He said we had that technology not from the Soviets. They were buying the same one from the West. My point is this: when I hear these kind of things in the West, these are already there. But hey, that's for the common good, the same as COVID. For the common good, I, another human being, tell you, another human being, but we're equal, what to do. I infringe your liberties for the common good, but I am the one who delivers the premises of your freedom, the parameter of your freedom. I think that you're a master and I'm a slave in that condition. And I? No, it's for the common good. For the common good, I tell you what you can do, but I'm not your master. We are citizens, equal, and so on. I'm your leader. Well, you're a leader, but you can't tell me what to do with my life. Oh, I can, for the common good. The same here. For catching the criminals, they will do it legally. But I wonder if they suspect me, without evidence, just by talking, for instance, that I am a national security threat. They can legally do that. The Patriot Act allows that. I tell you how. They can listen to my conversations, email, text, whatever. That's why I don't bother hiding shit, because they know more about me than I know about myself. That's what it is. They know more about me than I know myself. Okay? Because they know what other people think of me and I don't know what they think about me, and so on. They legally can listen to me, my phone conversation. If, let's say, I speak with someone from Romania, then they can, because they say the person in Romania is the person of interest. Therefore, through that communication, I'm allowed to listen to Emil, and since then, I am allowed to listen to Emil's communication. That's how they do it. So whenever you call somewhere else, they can legally listen to you. Why? If that person on the other end, they claim it's a national security threat or whatever it is. Right? But they can listen to you and get your information and everything else in a second. I'm going to give you an example. Do you remember these imbeciles when they are a nobody? Let's say 15 years ago, nobodies. And they make a comment somewhere. Let's say they read an article in the Tsupu Tsupu, and they make a comment. I hate this group, or those people are stupid, and so on. And then after about 20 years or 15 years, you become an anchor at the TV, and some people just leak this information. Where do you think they got the information? From 20 years ago, a comment you made in an obscure media outlet. I will give you that, the race lady. Whatever Reed is her name. Joyce Reed, is that her name? Or something like this? Joy Reed. That race lady from Tucker Carlson. He used to call her that way. She said something about homosexuals that was not for 15, 17 years ago, or even more right now, 20 years ago. And these guys unearthed that tweet, or whatever I don't know if it was Twitter at that time, whatever the comment she made. Where do you think these guys got it from? I tell you how they got it from. They just put in their computer the keyword Joy Reid, race, or homosexuals, or gay, or whatever you want to call them. And then they would, okay, which one? Let's read it. Park from X, maybe from that. That's a comment over there. Let's read. Oh, that's the one. And then, you know what I'm going to do with that? Send it to whomever needs to parrot it to you and I. That's how they do it. They have big, ask if you don't believe me, low-hanging fruit. Snowden, Edward Snowden. Easy. You don't have to go into the security things. Edward Snowden. And find out what he says about those big data collection in, I think it's Texas, New Mexico, where the conversations, the emails, they just get collected over there, like memory. Just get collected. They don't listen to, like in the old days, what is Emil saying? Let's see, okay, with his whatever, okay. It's not like that. It automatically gets recorded. And when they want to retrieve that, they say, Emil Kosman, what do we want? We want social media. What do we want social media? We want X. They say X. And in X, they give you all that. And you put different keywords and you get what you want. Let's say blacks or Jews zoom, just like that. And then they narrow it down by the keywords they use. And they get you. And then they send that to your boss, or they leak it to the media. And all of a sudden you find out that you said something or you wrote something 20 years ago somewhere. How do you think these guys get that information? All right, these guys are way ahead of the poor communists and these guys. So remember, the Germans, yes, it's legal now. Why? To keep you safe. I never had, not never, up to a certain age, I thought it was us together, a nation. Those are our leaders. Naivete, ignorance is bliss. So anyway, so I was over there, and after a while I realized it's us right here, who are the same serfs, the same servants, the same slaves. But we're not called that. We're called the free people, free citizens, not even subjects. In England, you're subject or whatever. No, even over there, they tell you you're a subject. I don't want to be subject to anybody. What do you mean I'm a subject? But you are. Anyway, and they are hereditary in charge of you. Jesus. And you are hereditary a subject until you have a lot of money to become a sir. Like, I don't know, Paul McCartney or other baboons. Makes me vomit. Anyway, so this is us right here. Then on top of us, you have the political class, who are actually their tool. Because on the top is they. That we don't really know, it's the Soros, it's the Rothschild, it's the British Crown, monarchy, Okay, they are over there. You know, Bilderberg group and this conspiracy theory. Yeah. And then you got below, obviously, you got the politicians who are in between us. They are the authority figure, like a teacher, right? But the teachers' college are the guys in charge who tell them what to say through what? Media. Media is the other group that works for those guys over there to get us in the right way. We're all citizens. Yeah, we accept this guy, but we have to hate this guy. We hate that country, but we have to love that country. We give these guys a few billions, but we don't give anybody else. We bombard Maduro because we want its oil, but it's not about its oil. It's about its narco-terrorism, all kind of. Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass. Okay, these are the guys who are creating the environment, and the politicians will lead us through their media, who propagandize, through the schools. It's they and us. You understand that? And it's a big club over there. And the highest club where Trump wants to get in right now. That's why he does what he does. He wants to get in that club, together with the Clintons and others. That club is generational, is centuries old. Some of them are century old. Do you think they get a willy-nilly Trump family or Obama? I mean, really? Nah, they don't get these guys like that. They're going to use them, and you maybe if you do enough for us, maybe we can accept you as a doorman in our club. That's all. Or I know, driver. Now that you take us wherever you want, wherever we tell you. And we have this guy right here with a pistol right here ready for you if you just divert a little bit from the course. So that's the way. I didn't believe it was like that. Right now, I really not believe. I think it is like that. Belief is like, oh, the pig can fly. There's a God out there. I believe. Evidence, but whatever. I believe. I choose to be irrational. No, these things are right there in your facts. So let's see what these guys are saying about this article and finish this. All right. Backed by the government, CDU and SPD. These are Christian Democrats. These are socialists. They are together. When you hear Christian Democrats, Christianity has nothing to do with democracy. When you hear, okay, you say, I mean, it's not that, it's the values. Like what exactly values? Moses was not, it's thou shalt not kill. Oh, selective. Oh, my bad. No, it was thou shalt not kill, if I remember correctly. And many, many other things that people do, well, we're all skewed. I understand that. But Christianity has nothing to do with democracy. So I'm a Christian Democrat. You can't. Your values is one dictator. How can you be, but half of my brain is only one right there. No ifs or buts. And the other brain, hey guys, we're going to work democratically, and yes, no, you can't have this in your head. You cannot. So anyway, the coalition. Another coalition is communists and so-called the right-wingers, which are not. And opposition AfD, the law gives police broad new, so backed by Alternative for Deutschland. So backed by the governing coalition and opposition FDN, the law gives police broad new power. So even these guys are in there? Makes me vomit, just so you know. Both powers new, both physical and digital surveillance. The new law allows the authorities to secretly enter a suspect's home to install spyware if remote access isn't possible. Berlin police can now legally conduct physical break-ins for digital surveillance. The updated rules also allow phones and computers to be hacked to monitor communication. Police can also turn on their body cams inside private homes if they believe someone is in serious danger. This is a subjective interpretation of reality. In serious danger. The dog is crying or barking, serious danger right there. Click, right? The wind blows, it's kind of dark, serious danger. Okay, it's the same when a police officer stops you. Why do you stop me, officer? Well, you were driving recklessly. What? Yeah, recklessly. My assessment, my training tells me, or you were speeding. Do you have any devices to show that? No, but my training tells me. Like this, if I walk like a snail, you tell me I'm speeding. No, officer, I'm not speeding. I just look fast. All right. Passed on Thursday. It was passed. The law also expands surveillance in public areas. The authorities can now collect phone data from everyone in a location. It could have done that before. Scan license plates and counter drones. They can use facial and voice recognition to identify people from surveillance images. Real police data can also be put to train AI. Critics say this risks misuse and intrudes on private life. That's all gone. Interior Senator Iris Pranger of the SPD party has defended the move with, and this is what the person said, Iris is a woman, with the biggest reform on the Berlin police law in decades. We are creating a significant plus for the protection, public good of Berliners. She said, no one is a she. I know, I'm a misogynist. Fuck off. We are giving law enforcement better tools to fight terrorism and organized crime. And do what? Because it's they versus us, you know what that. Berlin has seen a rise in crime. Opposition to the law has grown since its passage. During the debate, Green Party, I can't believe Green Party, MP Vasily Franco. Why? Because Green is a communist. For me, said the law feels like a wish list for a state with excessive control of its citizens. Correct. Civil rights group called the expanded use of AI and facial recognition a massive attack on civil liberties. What are you going to do? The No ASOG Campaign Alliance also strongly criticized while being sold, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's they over us. And the more we have the power, which is voting supposedly, the more they will infringe our power, our liberties. It's always been like this. Like in a company. If you work in a company, I hope you own the company, but hey, if you work for someone else and you work in that company, when things are going very well, the company is expanding, it has a big profit, shares some of this profit, has outings to barbecue with community, reach among supervisors and the assembly liners. They all rub shoulders, they're all friends with the CEO, with everybody else. When the company is not doing that well, then you see the relationship, the real relationship as the foundation of a business. I tell you what to do and I'm going to use you how much I want until you collapse and I'm going to hire someone else in your place. I don't care about you. Right? That's how it is. And I will take as much profit as I can and I give you nothing. No more outings, no more anything, no more sharing. That's exactly when people start organizing and realizing what's going on. These guys are going to try to infringe things because otherwise they can't control it, and they have to control it. For that group, not for the president. It's not about Merz. It's not about Starmer. It's not about Trump. They have garbage to replace this garbage today with thousands of other people who would be willingly committing mass murder if they require. Like right now, remember, I think what happened in Iraq Afghanistan, in Yugoslavia, in Libya, there was mass murder. I think it was genocide to a certain extent. And what these guys are trying to do right now, not only in Ukraine, in Venezuela, is the same thing. They prepared the population with, again, their means, with their media, to have the green light in the guys' brain. Yes, we are on the side of the right thing, the right war. You were fed that one. If you sit down and think about it, you fought against your own interest, you imbeciles. I'm talking the Second World War. Oh my God, he said it. And I'm going to use, allegedly, General Patton's words. Remember General Patton? Do you know how Mr. Patton died? In an accident of a jeep. Boop, just boop, boop, and he died. Some people said that he was shot before he died, but I don't remember. No, he was like a few hours in the bed or something with injuries, no autopsy, whatever it was. Allegedly, I don't know if that's correct or that's accurate or factual, he said that, I think we fought the wrong people, the wrong enemy here. We should have fought the guys in the Kremlin, which were not the Russians. But hey, because he said that, there you go. So yeah, maybe this guy fought the wrong enemy. Why would you fight a capitalist country when you have the communist empire over there? Because the guys in charge of the communist empire are the guys in charge of you as well. That's why England declared war on Germany and France and so on, and they maneuvered United States of America with the 7th of December. Oh, that's tomorrow. 7th of December, 1940, whatever it was. I think it was. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Believe me, things will hit the fan before they start dispersing in the whole room. Because these guys feel that with the genie out of the box, which is the internet, the information can be spread. Good information and lies, disinformation, misinformation, it's too much and they cannot control it the way they want. And they're still trying. Look, who's gonna look over TikTok nowadays? Go and check their names. Look how these guys are, how do you call it? Moderating YouTube. Go and check it out. Or Facebook. If you don't remember, look at COVID, how they moderated that one. Like that. And it's going to go that way. When they are agitated, very agitated, at the first little thing, that means they know they are insecure on their position. If you say something, I think the government doesn't work for us, if they are so insecure, they would make it illegal. They will get you to jail for that. They're going to get to that one. They will get to that one. I guarantee you that. If they're so insecure. When they're secured, like the CEOs in a company, when everything goes good, they show up among people because they know that the people have money, they have vacations, they have maybe some sharing at the end of the year. But if they don't show up in the assembly line on the floor, they stay in the high tower. GM, for example, bankrupt company. I'm foaming at the fucking mouth here. But that's what it is, man. That's what it is. So yeah, when you're gonna say little squeak and they smack you, you understand they look at us like that's some gunpowder right here. In this country, anything you need is just a spark, and we are out. We and possibly they, if they find out who they are, but we don't. If you want to start a revolution, you're gonna start a revolution, which I don't promote. If you want to start a revolution here, you're gonna go for the what? For the guys in charge. They're not the guys. They're the tools. Let's say you succeed with a revolution, or they succeed with a revolution. Who they're gonna put in charge? Robespierre? Who? You're gonna put someone who's gonna be bribed by the same group. You miss the point. You have to go to the head office, not to the speaker on the wall telling you they're an imbecile. You don't take the speaker and smash it. Oh, the revolution. Who was speaking in that speaker? Who was at the microphone thousands miles away that you don't even know their face? Those are the ones. And I guarantee you Putin knows who they are. That's why he's what he is right now. Yeah, my friends. Yeah. So yeah, Germany is, again, free country, independent. Go over there in Germany and say, as a German, I don't think the Holocaust really... I have some questions. Let's start mildly. I have some questions about the Holocaust. 5 years in prison, or up to 5 years. If you ask that questions, I have some questions on that. I'm not very sure that, maybe it was not 6 million, it was 50 million. Even if you make it bigger so these guys can blackmail everybody else, you're gonna get in charge, charged and convicted, because you have to tell only one undeniable story. 6. Not 6.1, not 5.9, no, 6. Why? And you can't ask questions. This is Germany. Oh, I'm innocent for the past. I thought that in the Greco-Roman civilization we have, if I commit a crime, then I should be punished. If my father commits a crime, he should be punished. So the Germans who did something were punished, maybe not, but me? Fuck off. I can say what the fuck ever I want. Yeah, you don't like that? Well, I don't like your face. What am I supposed to do? Make it illegal? I would, but hey, that would turn me into a tyrant. And I'm not, because I don't display those characteristics at all. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. Living in Germany.